My dear brothers and sisters and children, there was this old man living in the hills along with his teenage boy. And his profession was collecting rare medicinal plants and roots in the deep valleys of the Himalayas and sell them in the market, and that was his living. But now he was getting old, and he wanted to pass this knowledge to his son. So he took his son along with him to the mountains, and along with him he also took a long rope. Then as they approached the deep valley, he told his son, "I am getting old and I am unable to descend the valley. Will you go for me?" The son obliged. He went down, and after a long time, he returned with the roots and the medicinal plants. And as he came up, the father asked him, "I was so worried about you. Were you not scared down there?" The son replied, "I was scared. I felt lonely. But I also knew that you were there on top, holding that rope. And you love me so much that you will not let me fall." The story may be fictional, but the moral of the story is the son did not get scared because he trusted his father, who loved him dearly. In today's gospel, Jesus tells us, "You are worth more than many sparrows. Every hair on your head is numbered." What is the meaning of these two verses? It means God is omniscient. He knows us through and through. He is concerned about us. And also, He loves us intimately and deeply. What He wants us to do is to acknowledge that love in our daily lives by living that father and child relationship. We must in our life exhibit that love by responding to that love in the family, in our neighborhood, and in the society. And as St. Paul says, "And they will know that we are Christians by our love." All of us fear something or the other, be it children, be it elders, be it learned or not so learned. Some are scared of snakes. Some are scared of death, the unknown. Some are scared of darkness. And others are scared of cockroaches, lizards. In today's gospel, Jesus is telling us, fear no one. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but not the soul. Now I would like to share something about how did Jesus encountered fear. The question is, was Jesus fearful? In his dialogue with Pilate, Pilate said to Jesus, do you not know that I have power over you to release you and to crucify you? This statement was meant to induce or instill fear in Jesus. But in the Gospel of St. John, Jesus is not fearful. It looks like Jesus is interrogating Pilate. And surely Jesus was not afraid of his own life. He said, no one can take my life from me. I lay it down on my own freely for the salvation of all. Fear also can be unhealthy. And where do we come across unhealthy fear in the gospel? For example, the parable of the talents. We see a man was about to go on a journey. So he calls his servants. And to the first one, he gives 5 talents. To the second one, he gives 2. And when the master returns, the first 2 double the talents. And the master is very happy with them. But the last one, what did he do? He was scared. It was an unhealthy fear. He said, I was afraid because you are a harsh man. Harvest where you do not sow. You gather where you do not winnow. That's why I buried my talent in the earth. Here it is. This is unhealthy fear caused due to overthinking. Now let us examine how did Prophet Jeremiah overcame fear in today's first reading. As we know, Prophet Jeremiah had a divine call. Chapter 1, verse 5, God declared, "Before you were formed in the womb, I knew you." And chapter 1, 9, he further said, "I have placed my words in your mouth." So we can see Jeremiah had a divine call. But at the same time, he had a difficult job of speaking the truth which the people did not appreciate. He spoke against three things: idolatry, worship of idols. They forgot the true God. He spoke against injustice. And also, he spoke against false security. Judah thought that they will not surrender to Babylon and they will make alliances with other nations. But Jeremiah was against it. He says, submission and surrender to Babylon was God's plan. Listen to the God's plan. The chief priest, Pashahur or Pashahad, had him beaten, put in the stocks. Stocks is nothing but a kind of wooden plank where holes are made and a person's hands or legs are made to pass through those holes and the person is immobilized. For a long period of time in front of everybody to insult him. His own friends denounced him. They were plotting against him. Don't get me wrong, Jeremiah was human. Jeremiah was afraid. But at the same time, Jeremiah said, "The Lord is with me like a mighty warrior." What a beautiful prayer to say. Whenever we are in difficulty, whenever we are afraid, whenever we are lonely, just repeat this: "The Lord is with me like a mighty warrior. He will fight your battles." There are also many other biblical figures who had unhealthy and healthy fears in their lives. For example, Moses, he said, "I am a stammerer. I cannot speak." But he overcame fear by trusting in God. We have David. He was 12 when he faced Goliath. He was afraid. He was human. But he also knew that the God who rescued him from lions and bears will also protect him from this Philistine. Gideon also was afraid. He felt unqualified with the army of 300 men, how to face the enemy. But God helped him. We had Peter. He was fearful, and in his fear, he denied Jesus Christ 3 times. But we know it was Peter who guided the early church. He was the head of the church. He overcame fear and became a great leader with the help of the Holy Spirit. And in today's second reading, St. Paul says, sin and death came through Adam, and grace and salvation came through Jesus Christ. Let's take a moment and let's be grateful to God for sending His only begotten Son to save us.